We are live. What is going on, everybody? We got a lot to talk about today. Let's go ahead and switch over to my face. What is going on, everybody? What is up with you guys? Hold on. Wait, what the heck? Why is this not up? Of course, I got to make sure that I got my boy there. Hold on. It should be showing. There we go. We got Hashim starting it off with the Let's Go champ. Let's go ahead and start it off with the ceremonial Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to
Hey, already with the $2 super chat, Love Seat Shorty coming in hot with the I'm here for the elevator music. That's why I give you a few, a few minutes before we start. We kind of go live 2 minutes before. If you interested in the starting screen elevator music, so you already know, man. You already know. Starting early. Let's go. All right. So we gotta talk today because there's so much to talk about. Oh my God, am I ready? We got Canelo Alvarez. Excuse me. Look at that. I'm getting choked up from how much we gotta talk about. We got Canelo Alvarez talking about he's going to fight Benavidez. We got the Frank Martin fight, which I want to talk about that real quick first. We also have Shakur Stevenson getting the petition coming through. He has been granted by the WBC the ability to fight Devin Haney for the WBC titles and, of course, subsequently the other titles, unless Devin Haney wants to risk prolonging defending those other titles, which he could then essentially be stripped. But then we also have Devin Haney's response, right? We like not indirect response to the fact that that Shakur's request for the WBC title has been granted by the WBC, guys. It has been granted. And of course, I don't come in here and start talking just to talk. I got the proof. We're gonna show all of that stuff. Prince with the We got Chill Will 21. What's good, fam? What's going on? And Willie Payne, let's go, man. Let's go. I love how that rhymes with your name, man. That little quote you put there rhymes with your name. Okay. Let's go ahead and pull up. First thing I want to talk about is Frank Martin's performance. Let's go ahead and talk about Frank Martin's performance. We're going to switch over to picture-in-picture real quick. Let's talk about Frank Martin's performance. Thoughts? Hold on a potential matchup between Frank and Pitbull. I think that would be good. I think that would actually be good. Now, the funny thing is, as I was watching this fight, I scored the fight for Frank Martin. I kind of feel like who wouldn't score it for Frank Martin? I mean, he was piling on the attack. He got the knockdown, right? So in my opinion, Frank Martin won the fight, but it was a close fight. So, if you had it for the other dude, I forget, Haratunian, if you had it for Haratunian, okay, I get it. That's fine. However, the fight was almost identical to me to the Devin Haney versus Lomachenko fight, in the sense that Frank Martin appeared to be the Lomachenko to me in this fight, and Haratunian, hope I'm not butchering his name, appeared to be the Devin Haney, where there was less output, but there was more powerful body shots, coming from Haratunian, but there was combinations, punches in bunches coming from Frank Martin. Now, here's the thing. Frank Martin is way older than Shakur Stevenson, and they're lining up Frank Martin and Shakur Stevenson. And I've said this to you guys. Frank Martin is a good talent. He's an amazing talent. He's really good in there. He's still not ready for the tanks the Devin Haney and the Shakurs. And I said it before this fight took place. Yet, granted, Harutunian is undefeated. He was undefeated before the fight. It was a good test for him, but it wasn't a world title fight. It wasn't a world title fight. It wasn't a fight that, gave him like any more like credentials to fight Shakur, to fight a Devin Haney. In my opinion, it just didn't show that, right? And then, of course, him struggling with Harutunian wasn't a good look either for the narrative of, is he ready for those elite guys? I personally don't think he is, but here's even a more thought-provoking thing with when it comes to Frank Martin, is that he's older than Shakur, and they both became professional at the same time. So technically, there is not even a conversation where they're in the same boat, right? Because Shakur is already a multi-divisional world champion. He's won over 3 world titles already. Multi-divisional. He's about to fight for a WBC title in the hot division. So he's about to fight for a world title in the 135 division that's red hot. And Frank Martin hasn't won a belt at the 135 and went pro in 2017, the same year that Shakur Stevenson has gone pro. So Shakur Stevenson has essentially done more in the same amount of time, a lot more than Frank Martin. As for Frank Martin not to be ready for Shakur being older, starting his pro career at the same time, that speaks volumes. So when I say, hey, look, this guy is not ready, or I don't think this guy is ready to be in the mix, I'm not trying to downplay their skills. They're skillful. He's skillful. He's just not ready for a Shakur Stevenson, a Devin Haney, a Tank Davis. He's just, in my opinion, just not ready for those type of guys. All right, but kudos to him. I scored the fight for him. If you didn't score it for him, I'm like, you're looking for ways to give it to the other guy. Granted, it was close, but like, give me a break. He even got the knockdown at the end. Like, come on. The knockdown, I think, helped clinch it. But yeah, not a great performance, but definitely a performance that he won. I wouldn't say that he got a gift decision. I feel like there's a lot of people out there saying, oh, he got a gift decision. That, he's on Showtime, PBC or whatever. I don't think he got a gift decision at all. I think he won the fight, but it was just razor thin. I think he clinched it with that knee that he took. I don't think that was a smart thing for Harutunian to have taken that knee. But hey, listen, I wasn't in his body. I don't know exactly, what he was feeling at the time. He could have been feeling crazy and felt like, hey, listen, I don't want to get hit no more. Let me take a break real quick. Okay. So let me see what you guys are saying real quick, and then we're going to go to the Canelo Alvarez interview. Thoughts on a potential matchup between Frank and Pitbull? We already talked about that. You're the man, bro. Salute. Thank you very much, bro. Thank you. I wasn't super impressed with Frank this weekend. Neither did I. But so far, the predictions have come to fruition. We've predicted that Boots was going to win his fight. We predicted that Alicia Baumgartner was going to win her fight, which she did in the rematch, and she showed separation. So to me, Alicia Baumgartner, the cool thing, I love when fighters clean up their losses. When you clean up your loss, it's almost like you didn't lose, right? To me, it's like Alicia Baumgartner is undefeated. She's undefeated all over again because she really showed how dominant she is against the only person to have ever beaten her while being an undisputed champion. So awesome. I'm actually super happy for Alicia Baumgartner. On the flip side of how the Frank Martin situation played out and the way he performed, I think Alicia Baumgartner performed magnificently in the ring. Frank Martin, hopefully we see a better performance later on. I've seen people say, hey, listen, don't forget Shakur had problems with Nakatila. I'm like, yo, y'all really trying to compare the Nakatila performance where it was not that, oh, did Shakur win or lose? That's how people were feeling about Frank Martin in that fight. where it was like, oh man, I don't know, I'm scoring it for. They were scoring every round. It was a shutout for Shakur. They were just like, I'm bored because you're too good. Like you're too good, but on top of you being too good, for some reason you've not knocked them out. So that's really what it was with Nakatila, and that was Shakur's off night. If you're gonna compare, it's like you gotta actually watch the fights if you're gonna talk the trash. If you're gonna compare his performance with Nakatila to Frank Martin's performance with Haratunyan, it's like night and day. This was like you don't know who's gonna win, close fight. This was just a boring fight where somebody was completely dominating somebody from round 1 all the way to round 12. That's what it was. So if that's his off night versus Frank Martin, it ain't even comparable. It ain't. It was a close fight. Could even see it being a draw, but not mad at the result. Good competitive fight. 100%. 100%. Like I said, I scored it for Frank Martin. To me, Frank Martin winning that last round the way he did, getting the knockdown, I think that definitely clinched it for him, in my opinion. Because it was close. It was close. Looking forward to seeing Keyshawn Davis this weekend. Yes, man. We got so much good boxing. We got so much good boxing, man. We gotta appreciate this month, especially this month. They pushing for these big fights because Martin is 28. He don't have as much time as guys like Boots. And so if Martin is 28 and Shakur is younger than him, he not pushing faster than Shakur. Shakur pushing way faster than him. Shakur fought Yoshino to become mandatory. He's mandatory, and he's sending petitions to fight Devin Haney. I feel like Shakur is moving at lightning speed, faster than anyone probably ever. He's only behind Lomachenko in terms of velocity, in terms of how they're moving him. This dude is already a 2-division world champion, undefeated. Like, I think he's like the 3rd or 4th fastest to a world title in the history of the sport. He's moving fast. Shakur Stevenson is definitely moving fast. Frank Martin is not moving fast in any way, shape, or form. This was also not for a title. This was also not for any significant thing. Like, I get it. All the titles are wrapped up with one guy, but like Shakur's came in and did one fight. Meanwhile, Frank Martin's been at 135 this whole time. Shakur did one fight, and he's already moving to try to get that undisputed fight with Devin Haney. Who you got winning Spence versus Crawford? I have Crawford winning that fight. And this is a true 50-50 fight, but I do have Crawford winning that fight. I do have my analysis on this channel. If you go to the channel, is right at the trailer spot. You can see the analysis, the breakdown of why I have Terrence Crawford beating Errol Spence Jr. Come July 29th. Naruto will give anyone a tough fight. Okay. Benavidez is about to make Canelo look like the rest. Okay. We got fighting words when it comes to Canelo versus Benavidez. Let's see. Jamel will stop Canelo twice and retire him. Okay. No. Jamel will stop Canelo twice and retire him? I don't think so. Is Jamel going to fight good? Yeah, I think this is a good fight. Is he going to retire Canelo? I don't think so. I think I'm leaning towards Canelo winning this fight. The Crip getting stopped. Jamel, that Crip getting stopped. And Harrison was piecing him up. Yeah, but, it's whatever. Like, he got pieced up, but then he becomes undisputed, right? So it's like, you know what I'm saying? He had problems with Castano, did the rematch, lit him up. You know what I'm saying? So, to me, Jamel, he might have some off days, or he might lower his fighting to the level of his competition every once in a while, but he's an elite fighter. You don't become undisputed without being elite. It doesn't matter what the competition looks like. You're beating 4 world champions, 4, and taking every single world title that's available. I think that's spectacular, and for Jamel to do that, that's why we haven't had that many, because it's not easy to do, right? Well, also back in the days when we had the 4-belt era, the most important thing wasn't really collecting the world titles anyways. It was more about winning in multiple different weight classes. That was the more prestigious thing. Like, oh, this guy is a four division champion or 5 division champion. That was very prestigious back in in the mid 2010s to 2009, 2007 to 2015, through that range. That was more important than just being a undisputed champion. But now the resurgence of being undisputed is here, and it's like people want to shut the whole conversation down. If you didn't fight this guy, because that's the problem, right? I think a residual effect of the Floyd Mayweather effect is also that people look back and said, well, you didn't fight Katsuzu, and you didn't fight this guy, and you didn't fight. It's like, well, if you collect all the belts, there's literally no way you could say you didn't fight this guy when you have all the belts. And then you could move up, and no one could say you ducked anyone. I guess that's the best way to ensure that no one's saying that you're ducking anyone. Let's see. Nah, Charlo ain't beating Canelo, only Benavidez. All right, let's see. Off topic, but Crawford's getting Spence out in 6. Okay, I got it. I think he gonna knock him out around from 9 to 10, 8 to 10. 8, that range right there, round 8 to 10. That's why I got it. That's where I have it. Let's see. Okay. So let's take a quick look at the video that I am talking about. Let's go ahead and switch a picture-in-picture real quick. So this is the video that I'm talking about here. See if you guys can see it. All right, you can. And this is from 810 WHB. I guess this, I don't exactly know if he's a boxing commentator or he might not be. Maybe this is a radio station. It looks like it's a sports radio station. I'm looking at his microphone. So kudos to him. It was cool to see him get the interview. He seemed to kind of throw softballs at Canelo the entire time. By the way, this is from the celebrity golf tournament. And did y'all see Steph Curry in it? Did y'all see Steph Curry in this celebrity? I know that I'm not the only one that's just completely thinking that there's an out of body kind of situation going on with Steph Curry in these things. When it involves something that he needs to provide accuracy for some reason, he's just insanely better than the entire world. I don't understand. The dude hit a hole in one. The dude was hitting putts and looking away and celebrating 5 seconds before it even went into the hole. So yeah, Steph Curry. Also, he won today. I think he won the entire tournament. So yeah, Steph Curry's actually insane when it comes to accuracy in any sport. It doesn't even matter if it's a different sport entirely. He's really good. But yes, here they interview him and they ask him the important question about David Benavidez. And this is Canelo Alvarez's response. Let's take a look.
I've been excited for you to fight Charlo and knock him out. Now whatever you do, if you win, that's great. But I would love for you to knock out David Benavidez. You
notice how he framed that? That's a softball framing right there. I would love for you to knock out David Benavidez. I want to know if you're going to fight David Benavidez. He said, I would love for you to knock out David Benavidez. When you going to do that, Canelo? When you going to knock out David Benavidez? That's crazy for me to hear someone interview someone and frame it that way. But all love, man. All love. He's clearly a fan of Canelo. You can't be mad at him. Plus, when you come kind of nice like this, you can get a little bit more out of them, right? They feel more inclined to give you more, right? So maybe he, strategically he's trying to be nice so you can get a little exclusive from Canelo Alvarez. All right, let's take a look.
Well, do you think that'll happen in the future?
Yeah, why not? Maybe it happen in the future. Why not?
He
fight
talks too much, though.
Yeah, talk too
I love it. I love it.
That's not the way to make a fight. That's why I don't pay attention.
Right.
I do my things and just watch my career and watch his career. I think it's not.
Sorry about that, guys.
For me, it's not pay attention to that things. I done a lot of things in boxing.
Well, I can tell you, my family loves you. I hope this doesn't make you. I love you very much. You're my favorite fighter of all time, and I'm so glad that I had a chance to interview you. And I hope you stay healthy and have.
Well, he said he didn't shy away from the question, number one. He didn't ponder the question, number two. He didn't say, well, we got to see with my team or whatever. No, he said, yeah, I'm going to fight him. Why not? Why not? Yeah, in the future. Obviously, they don't want to say nothing and start things before other things have to be completed. He has to beat Jermell first. But, I mean, come on. It's a 3-fight contract with the company that has Benavidez in there. And when asked, there's no stuttering. There's no pausing and pondering and thinking and deflecting. It's direct answers. Yeah. Why not? Why not? So 100%. To me, that makes me feel that Canelo's definitely going to be fighting David Benavidez when the time comes. Definitely going to be fighting him when the time comes. Now let me see what you guys are saying, and then we're going to come back to the picture-in-picture. We're going to come back to the picture-in-picture to talk about Shakur Stevenson. Let's talk about Shakur because that's important. That's really important. That's it's changing everything with what Mauricio Suleiman said. All right, let's see what you guys are saying. What? I'm not understanding a lot of this. Adrian Jones, what's going on, brother? Jamel avenged both losses with an exclamation point. Exactly. Yeah, he did. Which I love. I love when fighters clean up their losses. Jamel has cleaned up his only loss and his draw with Castaño. He cleaned it all up. He cleaned it all up. We might as well erase those losses. Yeah. And the draw. The loss and the draw. If it goes to the scorecards, I can't see the PBC letting Spence lose. What? I mean, why? It's not really the PBC that's running it. It's not really the PBC that's running it, right? So it's like they're not picking. In the contract, the judges are the ones that are actually going to determine who wins or loses. It's not the PBC. Just because the PBC is the promoters, in the contract they both decided which judge they're going to use. They're not home body judge. It's kind of they're fighting in Las Vegas, so it's kind of a neutral ground. To me, it's not it's not anything out of the ordinary. I don't think that a promotion, because a promotion is throwing up the show, that the promotion is also like they got control over every single thing that happens, every facet of it. I don't believe that. I think judges get hired, and sure there might be some bias when it comes to home field advantage and home team and stuff like that, but I don't think that will be the case here. I think the winner, because this is already a pinnacle fight, so it's not like you keep Spence alive so you could get the super mega super duper fight. This is the super mega super duper fight. We're already here, so it's like whoever wins, it will be the winner. That's how I see it. That's how I see it. Let's see. What's good, everyone? What's going on, David Morales? What's going on, TM? Never. He won't fight Benavidez. I don't care what he says. Why not? What do you mean? Why not? What are you talking about? He won't fight Benavidez. What? Saying why not? First of all, you have to understand. Canelo, his language, his English is not his first language. He doesn't, like, you can't look at him and be like, you got to talk exactly how the cadence that I feel comfortable with, where it shows confidence that you want to fight. The way he's talking, trust me, when fighters don't want to fight somebody, they deflect, they ponder, they do all these different kind of psychological tricks, right? They'll be like, he got to show me something, right? Like, let him do things that, like, I had to do this, so let him do that. But if you just say, yeah, why not? Yeah. Especially to a Spanish person, yeah, why not? Is like, yeah, I'm gonna fight him. I'm not worried about it. That's how he's talking. I understand that you're gonna try to break it down and put it to the cadence that you understand and the way English is spoken, but English is probably your first language, is his second language. And clearly he has an accent and everything. He's not going to talk perfect and say things perfect, but when he doesn't pause, doesn't ponder, doesn't stutter, and he's like, yeah, I'm going to fight him. Yeah, in the future. Yeah, why not? Yeah. And he signed it. You got to look at his moves. If he's saying, yeah, I'm going to fight him, but he signed with Top Rank, we know his cap. If he's saying, yeah, I'm going to fight him, and he signed a 3-fight deal with the PBC, a 3-fight deal, that's $100 million that the PBC want to make back. How you think they're going to make back their $100 million? You think they just giving out free money? You think they're going to give him $100 million just to like, hey, look, yo, $100 million for free? You know, like this is a charity. Of course not. Of course not. They're going to give him $100 million because they want $400 million coming back, right? So they want to profit off of him. And for them to profit off of him, he's gonna fight Benavidez. I'm telling you, I'm like 99.9998.27% sure. I added another decimal, sorry. 27% sure that they're going to fight. Like the puzzle pieces are falling into place. They just are. If Bivol did it, Benavidez is definitely doing it. If Bivol beat Canelo. Well, I mean, we'll see. Bivol is a little bit more. Bivol is more of a like strategic kind of like he's more of a technical fighter, right? As with Benavidez, he's more of a threatening, constant, moving forward, straight up, right? Like squared up monster that just doesn't stop attacking you. I don't know if that would work for Canelo. It might work for him, right? That kind of style where he could move his head. He doesn't have to do much if the person's consistently coming forward. Or it might work against him because he could out-bully the bully fighter, right? Because Canelo's he's a good technical head movement guy, but he's a bully fighter through and through. And maybe, he out-bullies the bully fighter in that sense, because that can happen. You could be a bully fighter and then meet your match, right? Margarito was a bully fighter until he met the ultimate bully fighter that I think is the best bully fighter, one of the best bully fighters of all time, Manny Pacquiao. And then it was Rap City. Right? It was over for him. So ESP TV or Aquabud to ESP TV. Bud could literally KO Spence and he on the canvas with 2 minutes left in 12 rounds, and BBC will wait out those 2 minutes and let it go to decision against Spence. Nah, man, it's not happening. I don't believe in that, bro. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that. Let's see. Okay, guys. Actions speak louder than words. Actions speak louder than words. Why do I say that? Because as I told you, everybody was like, Shakur doesn't want to fight Devin Haney. Shakur doesn't want to fight Devin Haney. What shows that you want to fight somebody more? Offering them 25% of the revenue, of the total revenue, which the fight is going to be on pay-per-view, or putting in a mandate for negotiations to take place with a sanctioning body like the WBC, in which Shakur Stevenson was the mandatory. Which one is better? Which one tells you, hey, this guy wants to fight and this guy don't want to fight? Setting a 25% hard lock, you can't break through that barrier. That's the only thing that we're talking about. If you don't do the 25%, we ain't talking about nothing. Ain't no negotiation. It's just 25%, take it or leave it. Or, hey, okay, cool. Let's send this petition out to the WBC so we force this fight to happen. Or you just relinquish your belts. Which one sounds like the person wants to fight more? Which one sounds like the person actually wants to do it? Shakur or Devin Haney? Well, you don't got to answer that, because the answer, I'll do it for you, is Shakur Stevenson. And he put in his petition and was granted the mandatory challenge. And so basically, Devin Haney has until July 29th. He has until July 29th to go ahead and agree to terms. Until July 29th. Let's see what you guys are saying. I'm going to pull it up right here, by the way. It'll be interesting how it plays out. Devin definitely ducked Shakur, but will he fight Tio at 140? He not fighting Tio. He's not fighting Tio, and I'm going to show you where he's moving towards. He's not fighting Tio, which is also a tragedy because you wanted the WBO belt. Why all of a sudden you don't want the WBO belt the moment Tio decides I'm not going to relinquish the belts? There's a lot of things that's looking fishy to me when it comes to Devin Haney. And it sucks because I think Devin Haney's awesome. I think he's an awesome fighter, amazing, great jab, one of the best jabs in the business. But why is he moving weird? The same way I felt Canelo was moving weird before Canelo signed with the PBC, I'm feeling now that Devin Haney is moving weird. Devin Haney's moving weird. But let's go ahead and switch over so you guys can take a look for yourselves. This ain't cap. We bring the receipts. Let's go ahead and switch over to picture real quick. Here we go. And this is so poetic. We got Shakur Stevenson right under this video by HLD. Right under this video, we got Shakur Stevenson smiling. Because he already know. Even though this was from a different date, he knew in the future that this video was going to happen, right? So let's go ahead and watch this video real quick and see what Mauricio Suleiman has to say.
Regarding Devin Haney, how much time does he have to decide whether he's going to fight Haney and Shakur or he's going to move up to 140? Is there a time limit? I know he just fought Lomachenko, and I know Shakur fought Yoshino to become the mandatory. What's the status with Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson?
Friday, July 21st is the deadline for Haney to secure if he's fighting Prograis or he's going to stay in the lightweight division.
Okay, so he has a
Notice that he says if he's fighting Prograis. So there's an understanding underneath the surface that we don't know about. This is why I tell y'all, don't be jumping the gun. Don't jump the gun. Because when you jump the gun, you don't know exactly what's happening behind closed doors. Why was he confidently saying that if he's going to fight Regis Prograis? Why is he saying that? Because they probably know what's going on with Regis Prograis and Devin Haney. They probably know, even though Devin Haney wasn't actually even going to fight Regis Prograis. He was going to fight for a vacant WBO belt until that got snatched away from him because Teofimo Lopez said he was not going to vacate the belt. And instead of saying, okay, I'll fight you, Teofimo Lopez, he's going to decide to fight Regis Prograis at 140. And I'll show you something that kind of backs up, that keeps this narrative. Don't take what people say. Take what people do. I'll show you something that's gonna back up the narrative that he's probably trying to get a fight with Regis Prograis. But let's look at what he says to confirm that it is Shakur Stevenson, because there's a lot of people out there that saying, "Cap, this is Lomachenko. Lomachenko was put as number one. Lomachenko was never given the number one contendership over Shakur Stevenson. It just didn't. It wasn't happening. Shakur fought Yoshino to become number one contender against and would fight against the winner between Lomachenko and Devin Haney. That was why he even fought Yoshino, because he wants the smoke. Shakur wants to be considered the best fighter in the world, and he moves like he wants to be considered the best fighter in the world, even if people are chomping at the bits to try to put him down for any little thing, like when he didn't accept a 25%. Now let's take a look at this. Hold on, let's finish it off.
Voluntary option?
No. He has Shakur Stevenson is the mandatory in the lightweight division.
You hear that?
Okay. Regarding
a voluntary option? Nope. Shakur Stevenson is the mandatory in the lightweight division, and he has until Friday to make a decision. If he does not make a decision by Friday, Devin Haney will no longer be the undisputed champion in the light heavyweight division. If he does not make a decision by Friday, he has to make a decision by Friday. That's how quick he has to make a decision if he's going to move into the negotiations or not. If he's not, he's going to probably fight Regis Prograis. And this is why I think he's going to fight Regis Prograis. This is why I think. Right here. Regis wrote 2 hours ago yo, Eddie Hearn, I'm fighting real Devin Haney in November or what? It's on you. Because Eddie Hearn was the one that put this together. And Devin Haney said, October. So when all of y'all was jumping on Shakur Stevenson's neck, and hey, listen, I'm a fan of Shakur Stevenson, whatever. But this ain't even about fandom or not fandom. This is just about the reality of the situation. When y'all was jumping on Shakur Stevenson's neck, talking about why doesn't he take the 25% if he wants to be great, right? Be great. You can't use that same logic for Devin Haney to fight Teofimo Lopez. You can't use that same energy for Devin Haney to fight Teofimo Lopez, because Teofimo Lopez told Devin Haney, listen, I'm the A side. You want the WBO title so badly? And here's the thing. He put himself in a corner, because why didn't he try to go for Regis Prograis before? He didn't want Regis Prograis. He wanted a vacant WBO belt. Let's switch over to just my face real quick. He wanted a vacant WBO belt. He wanted a vacant belt. He didn't want a belt that somebody had on them. He wanted a vacant one. And the vacant one that he wanted was the one that Teofimo Lopez was going to drop, which was the WBO. When Teofimo Lopez said, nah, I'm not dropping it, why is he not going after Teofimo for the WBO? It means he didn't want the WBO. He just wanted a path that was not a difficult fight. Like, he didn't want to fight a Teofimo Lopez for his title. Because if he did, he would still pursue a Teofimo Lopez fight. Remember, he has all 4 belts, which means he has free reign to select whoever he wants. Now, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes in terms of, who's busy with a fight and who's not. But it's clearly, to me, appears that just from a understanding of the way the conversations are happening, that Teofimo Lopez is open for a fight, available, and Regis Prograis is open for a fight and available. He wanted the vacant belt. Once Teofimo had it, he don't want the belt no more. He's now fighting Regis Prograis. So it's possible that Regis Prograis is one of the available options for him. But is that the better option? Is that the better option to take over a Teofimo Lopez fight? Is that the better option to take over a Shakur Stevenson fight? I guarantee you guys, he's going to drop the belts. We're not going to get Devin Haney versus Shakur Stevenson. Like I said, we're not going to get that fight. And it's not because Shakur doesn't want it, because Shakur is doing literally everything in his power. He's literally putting in a petition. He's not just talking on Twitter. He's putting in a petition, but we're not going to get that fight because Devin Haney's already setting up a fight with Regis Prograis. He's going to drop the belts. He's not going to let them push him up against a wall to do the fight. The 25% was literally just a smoke and mirror tactic. That's all it was. It was a smoke and mirror tactic. All right, let's see what you guys are saying over here. Let's see. Heyman gonna send the baddest bras with a load of cash in an envelope to the judge's room the night before. No, he not, man. This is the biggest fight. This is the biggest fight. If there was protection happening, it was before this fight. You only protected Manny and Floyd until they fought each other. Once they fought each other, there's no more protection. You don't need to protect them anymore. The money's already there. That's it. We don't need protection anymore. Everything's all set and done. Everything's all good. So the protection's over. We hit the pinnacle. This is the biggest fight possible in boxing. And once it's done, that's it. It's only really downhill from here. I'm sure they could get another super fight in the future, but everything was leading to this. This is the apex. So once this fight happens, the biggest money to be made is this fight. So I don't think that there's anything to protect after this, right? Whoever wins, whoever loses. Plus, there's like a rematch clause also in there. So I mean, I don't think that this is gonna happen, guys. I don't think that there's gonna be some weird judging. I really don't. I really don't. Let's see. ASVP TV, does Haney accept the Shakur fight or does he move up? He's going to move up. In my opinion, Devin Haney is 100% going to move up. I don't see Devin Haney staying at 135. There's no point. He could, like, I don't want to say the excuses, but the legitimacy for being able to explain it away is there. He could say, listen, I'm too big for this division, because he has been too big for the division for a long time. So he is too big for the division. He could say, yo, I'm too big. I'm moving up to 140. I can't stay down here or whatever. And people are just going to accept it, right? People are just going to accept it because it is the truth. However, the thing that sucks is he just won't be undisputed anymore. He won't. He'll be stripped of the WBC title. He'll be stripped of the WBC title, unfortunately. Canelo lost to Arislandi Lara. Now Canelo's bringing up a 154-pound undisputed champion. Yeah, but it's Jermell Charlo. It's Jermell. I mean, Floyd Mayweather went all the way up to 152 catch weight with Canelo. And Floyd Mayweather's little, and Floyd still won. Skills pays the bills. Skill is more important than weight. Skill is more important than weight. Canelo went up to light heavyweight and knocked out Kovalev. Skill is more important than weight. The reason he lost to Bivol at light heavyweight wasn't because of weight. It was because of skill. So skill is more important than weight, TM. So don't put too much stock in weight, right? Put more stock in skill. Yes, there's divisions for a reason, but like these divisions are like piss poor in comparison to what they used to be in the past. Before, you could only go from welterweight to middleweight to like heavyweight. Right now, it's like there's all these little in between ones, and none of these in between, like the jumps are not that big. Moving from 130 to 135, it's like I laugh at people that say, well, what is Shakur? Who has he fought? And it's like, oh, he fought Oscar Valdez, Jamel Herring. Who has he fought at 135? It's like, there's no difference. It's just 5 pounds. Go 5 pounds north from 135, and the dude beat the best fighters in the division. Like he won the WBC title. You know what I'm saying? Like he won the best. He beat the best, the world champions. So he became the number one guy in the entire division. So what 5 pounds? All of a sudden now he's in a new magical multiverse where he's not skilled anymore. Go ahead and lift up 5 pounds. Get a 5 pound weight and tell me if that's enough to tell me if that's enough to change the trajectory of a fight. It's just 5 pounds, guys. It's just 5 pounds. It's not gonna kill you. Skills pays the bills. Skills is the most important thing. Yes, I get it. There's weight for reasons. Yeah, the reason is so that they could have multiple different champions. That's the only reason. Because before, the reason that they had weight classes that were so much larger. Because you can have now people want to have a lot of champions in a lot of different divisions with a lot of different matchups, and you can't have that if everybody is in one thing, or if everybody's a heavyweight and everybody's a middleweight and everybody's a welterweight. You can't have that. So that's the reason why we have a lot of different weight classes. But give me a break, bro. Two weight classes above, he'll be all right. Skills is going to be the most important thing. Ennis will be the greatest of all time. What? What makes you say that? I think Ennis is fire. I think he's amazing. But he hasn't proven that in the sense that he's at 147 and he has not fought for a world title. He's fought for interim titles and all this stuff, but he has not fought for a world title. So I don't know. Like, to me, like, it's funny because the same people that said Shakur got to prove himself, Shakur got to show this, they'll say that Ennis is doing his thing, but Shakur is way more accomplished than Jaron Boots Ennis. He's beating world champions. That's what you got to do. You got to go for the world titles. Not the interim titles, not all of this. You got to go for the world title to show that you're a world-class fighter. Jerron Boots Ennis has not done that. Does he have a lot of skills? Heck yes. Is he massively skilled? Heck yes. Can we see those skills put to the test on the number one guy in the entire division? Please. And then we'll know. And then we'll know. We know Shakur Stevenson is skilled, and we know that that skill could be used for the best fighters in the world because that's what he does. He uses them on the best fighters in the world. Can Jerron Boots Ennis do that? And this is no knock on him. Like I said, he's one of my favorite fighters. I love the way he fights. I love the flashiness that he has. It reminds me of Roy Jones Jr. He's like a modern day Roy Jones Jr. almost with the play, right? How he plays. So, and his athleticism. So I want to see that, but I just want to see it in the highest level. I want to see him do that at the highest level. And he has not done that yet. So hopefully, whoever wins between Errol Spence Jr. and Terrence Crawford, and then whoever enacts their rematch clause, and then once that's over, then we could see Boots Ennis versus the winner of Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford. Boots, a.k.a. Bud Jr., is next up. Next up for what? Virgil kills Boots. Really? I don't know. See, with that being said, I don't know. See, this is how when I talk about boxing, it's never coming from a place of using my bias to analyze the sport. It's always coming from just analyzing the sport. I don't know if Virgil kills Boots. I think I might be leaning towards Boots Ennis to beat Virgil Ortiz. But I want Boots Ennis to show that to us. I want Boots Ennis to prove that to us. If he could prove that to us, that would be amazing and fun to watch. And if he could do what he did to Vila, to Virgil, then he's a beast. Then he's a beast. And if he could do that to like a Spence and a Bud Crawford, then it's a wrap. Then he really is what everybody thinks he is. Teal, like, exceptional against Josh Taylor. Devin really don't want to have to deal with Teal power and that crazy athleticism. Yeah, but then why are you boxing then if you're not trying to be the best? Why are you winning undisputed, but you're not trying to be the best? Fight Teofimo, who just beat Josh Taylor in spectacular fashion. Fight him. Don't ask for his belt. And then the moment he says, nah, I'm going to keep it. We fighting? Nah, I'm going to fight Regis. What do you mean? What do you mean you're going to fight Regis? Why are you going to fight Regis? Fight Teofimo Lopez. Not Regis. Teofimo Lopez. Go for the belt that you was trying to go for behind the scenes while on Twitter, you talking about. This is the thing. The person who comes out more consistent for what they say on Twitter to what's going on in the background is people like Shakur Stevenson, which puts in doubt, in my mind, the things that Devin Haney is saying to the public. It puts in doubt what Devin Haney is saying to the public. Because why is he saying I'm fighting Regis when he's actually trying to get the WBO? Regis don't got the WBO. He don't got that one. So why he saying he's trying to get the WBO? Why he trying to tell the Twitter that he's going after Regis when in reality he wanted the WBO? He didn't actually put forth real contracts for the Regis fight. He was putting the petition and to mandate for him to fight for a vacant WBO title. Didn't he get clowned for so long about getting the WBC title emailed to him? And now he want to go that route again at 140. He want to start from rock bottom again at 140. Why not actually be a champion and become a lineal champion? Why not? It's a no-brainer to me. Honestly, I think Teofimo beats Haney. That's a possibility. That's a possibility. Right now, I lean towards Haney. See, even if I'm giving him some giving him some kind of like, what are you doing kind of thing right now, I'm still leaning towards him winning. I'm still leaning towards him beating Teofimo Lopez. I love these deadlines. It's fire, bro. It's fire. Because we get to know. July 29th, we will know. Or wait, was it Friday? Yeah, I think July. What day is Friday? 28th, 29th? Whatever Mauricio Suleiman just said. That's when he got to say it, which is just a week from now. So we'll know. As soon as once the title's vacant, he don't want to fight Shakur. If the title doesn't get vacated, oh wow, he wants to fight Shakur. And I'm all for it. If he fights Shakur, awesome. If he fights Teofimo, awesome. If he fights Regis Prograis, not a big deal to me. Not a big deal to me. It's a whatever. Like, okay, cool. Go ahead. Like, why fight Regis that lost to Josh Taylor, who just lost to Teofimo? Make the journey make sense. Teofimo's right there with a WBO title. Fight him. Don't fight no Regis Prograis. Come on. Wow, so who's ducking now? Yeah. They're not going to say, everybody going to stay quiet, bro. TM. They're going to stay quiet. Because it's not about actually finding out who's ducking. It's just about, I'm team this guy, so I'm going to protect him at all costs. And I don't really like that guy, so whatever he does, if he slips on a little banana peel or something, I'm going to point it out. And but if this guy falls and gets hit by a truck, I'm going to just be like, yo, nothing happened over here. Nobody got to look over here. I'm not going to talk about this over here. So that's basically what's happening with Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney. Yeah, Haney just tweeted October in response to Regis. Yeah. You know, we just showed it. And the reason he tweeted that is because that's the fight that he wants to do. That's the fight that he's actually doing. Regis just said, yo, is this a November fight or like, was it? And he's like, nah, it's October. Like, they got contracts set up. Because he know it's October, he know November. Like, Eddie Hearn probably talked directly with Devin Haney and his team. Regis probably wasn't in the room when they made the negotiations. So he was trying to figure out, and he put it in public, and Devin Haney confirmed. So it looks like Devin Haney's going the route of fighting Regis Prograis. It's funny how fast things change. We were just debating who was ducking who, and now it appears that it was Haney. Yeah. And the funny thing is, everybody that was here before, what was it? I forgot the dude's name, man. It was two guys that we were debating on here. And they're like, oh, he should take the 25%. And how much did he give Robson Conseca and all this stuff? And we were going on a debate. These dudes they probably here, but they ain't never returned to talk. They not in the chat no more. They're not in the chat no more. Because there's nothing to be said. So they're not in the chat. What they gonna say in the chat? Everything all the criteria that they put up, he's not doing. Oh, it got to be somebody that brings value to the table. Oh, it got to be somebody that could bring money to the table. Oh, it got to be somebody none of those people are more bringing something to the table when it comes to money and when it comes to all this stuff than Shakur Stevenson. None of them. And then you pick Regis Prograis. Why not pick Teofimo Lopez? Why pick Regis? Why go for Teo's belt and then pick Regis after Teo says, I'm keeping the belt? What happened? Didn't you want the WBO? Didn't you want the WBO? Shakur beats Tank down easy. I see him outboxing Tank. I do. But Tank has a lot of athleticism, great punch placement, and then he essentially has an eraser, right? He can knock you out. So Tank, there's a lot of things that you got to worry about when it comes to Tank. So that will actually be a really interesting fight. But I do give the nod to Shakur if they were to fight. But Tank, and it's only because Shakur is this otherworldly talent. But I think Tank will be one of his toughest challenges. I really do. Boots beats Virgil but loses to Spence or Bud. Yeah, that's how I have it in my mind too right now. That's how I have it in my mind right now as well. Darius Davis. Canelo won't fight Benavidez. He's going to fight both Charlo brothers, then Spence. No, what? No, he's not. He's not going to fight Jamal Charlo. He's not going to fight Jamal. He's going to fight Jermell. This is what's going to happen, guys. And come back. You could clip this right here. And you could come back to this if you want. And I'll point at it when it happens. I'll point at this video. Right? This moment right here. He's going to fight Jermell Charlo. He wants a rematch buffer in between for his fight with Jermell Charlo. But he wants, even more importantly, he wants a rematch buffer versus Benavidez. So what he needs to do is, and he has to fight 3 people. So he's going to start his PBC 3-fight deal with Jermell. But then his fight in May will be with Benavidez. And it gives him a rematch buffer for his fight in September of 2024. If he beats Benavidez, I think he'll end his career, or not his career. No, I'm bugging. He said he's gonna fight for 3. He said he's gonna fight for 4 or 5 more years. He'll end his PBC contract with Boo Boo Andre. You heard it here. Everybody has given their 3. That's my 3. My prediction for his 3 fights. So that he could completely, because if he's already in the PBC, might as well knock 2 birds with or hit 3 birds with 1 stone, right? Get the Boo Boo Andre conversations out of the way. Get the Benavidez conversations out of the way. There's no friction because you're in the same promotional company. He'll fight Boo Boo Andre, get that out. He'll fight Benavidez, get that out the way. If he has to do the rematch, he does the rematch. Then he doesn't fight Boo Boo Andre. If he doesn't have to do the rematch, he goes and fights Boo Boo Andre. That's probably what's going to happen. More than likely. That is my 3. Jermell, Benavidez, Boo Boo Andre. Demetrius Andre. That's what's going to happen. Not everybody fights everybody, and everyone doesn't get an opportunity to fight. So sometimes you just go off the eye test, and Boo passes that eye test and much more, unless he's fighting a cat. I mean, listen, I know you go off the eye test, and that's, 100%. I agree with that. But when you haven't fought the top level guys, it's a little bit tough. It's a little bit tough. You got to have all of the different possible things that you could put in a pot to say that, this guy, like you could definitively say, this guy is really, really good. Like for Shakur to do the numbers that he was doing on CompuBox in terms of his plus minus, having one of the best plus minus in the history of the sport and all this stuff, being a silver medalist in the Olympics, which means he's a killer in the amateurs. For the Americans, which is really rare because normally Cubans that are like 25 and are like grown adults are the ones dominating and stuff. And he was able to do it like, you know what I'm saying, as a kid. It speaks volumes. And then he goes to the pro ranks and he's still dominating and he's doing all these plus minus. Like people are hitting him with 4 jabs a fight, not a round, a fight. And then he's doing it at the highest level possible. Like all of that, you throw it into a pot. Shakur is like probably could end up being one of the most technical fighters in the history of the sport. Not to create a hyperbole, but that's possible with Shakur Stevenson because of the things he's already doing early. He's already doing things that Floyd Mayweather didn't do early in terms of like the way he's fighting and how clean his fights are. Granted, Mayweather was knocking everybody out when he was younger. But that was what you needed to do back then. Now is more like people appreciate the sport a little bit more in terms of the finesse and the technical skills and stuff like that. So he's going a little bit of a different route. So we'll see what happens when it's all said and done. But I do think that right now, just looking at their careers, Shakur is easier for me and safer for me to say that Shakur has a high ceiling and that Boots Ennis may have a high ceiling, but we just don't know. I'm calling it Crawford will be Canelo's last fight. No, he won't. No, I don't think so. I think Crawford wanted to fight Jermell, and I think Canelo might take a lot of the luster off from Crawford fighting Jermell once if Canelo beats Jermell. Oh Lord, you still talking about Devin when Cleanello been ducking a handful of fighters? Cleanello? Oh my God, because of the Clen. Yeah, I do understand. Again, you do understand that clenbuterol does not give you any strength. Doesn't improve your muscle fibers. Doesn't improve your twitch fiber muscles. Doesn't improve speed. Doesn't improve. It only helps you lose weight. That's all it does. It only helps you lose water weight. That's it. That's all it does. But people just want to say, it enhances performance. It just made him lose weight on the scale. Number one. Number two, he signed with the PBC. That's where everybody is, where they want him to fight. They want him to fight Demetrius Andre. He's in there. They want him to fight Benavidez. He's in there. So he's trying to fight those guys. Devin also said he was going to weigh his options. Sound like he's doing just that. No, it sounds like he's actually fighting Regis Prograis and not Teofimo Lopez. Didn't bring up Teo ducking until it was brought up, though. LOL. Didn't bring up Teo ducking until it was brought up? Teo ducking? What do you mean? What are you talking about? Didn't bring up Teo ducking until it was brought up? I'm so confused. Are we going back? Are we going back to when Devin Haney was just WBC champion? Are we going that far back when Teofimo Lopez was undisputed? Is that what you're talking about? Love the show, do your thing, but Dev is no duck. So you think that? Let me get this straight. When Devin Haney, this is how we break down. This is how we break down the logical consistency, right? In debates, when you're debating formally, the only way to win is to make sure that the person either moves into a position of absurdity, which means that what they're saying is absurd, is impossible. It's like physically impossible. It doesn't make sense. Or you break their logical consistency. So if they're consistently saying one thing for someone, that logical consistency has to carry over to everyone. So do you think that Shakur Stevenson was ducking Devin Haney when Devin Haney was offering him 25% and he didn't want to take it? Do you think Geddon's Gaming Corner that he was ducking Shakur Stevenson in that situation? Let me know. Because I think I remember you saying that he was in a few live streams back. Don't Regis got a belt? Folks acting like Regis a bum or something. No, he's just not the best option. He's just not the best option. And it looks weird when you're asking for not Regis's belt, you're asking for a vacant belt. And when the person who owns that belt says, "Hey, I'm not going to vacate the belt," you end up not fighting that person when that's the belt you were petitioning for. You don't put in a new petition with the WBO for the WBO belt. You say, "Oh, my bad. Let me go to Regis." It's just not the best option. He has better options like Teofimo. He could start off with Teofimo. There's a bunch of people that have belts. He could start off with Teofimo. I feel like Regis is the best possible risk-reward option in terms of you get a decent amount of money because he ain't going to get the best money out of fighting Rolly and fighting the other dude, Morreal, whatever, Matthias, whatever his name is. He's not going to get more money than fighting Teo, but the risk is lower when you fight Regis Prograis. So it's a better risk-reward scenario for him. How does the lineal champ stuff work? Like, how do you get that? Because I remember a while back Tyson Fury was talking about that and how prestigious that is or something to that extent. The lineal champ means that you beat the man that beat the man. So basically what that means is if you were to fight, if Devin Haney would have fought for the WBO that was vacant and beat somebody, he would not be lineal champion. He would not be a lineal champion. And whoever beats him will technically not be a lineal champion either. But whoever beats him, who beat Devin Haney, would then be the lineal champion. You get what I'm saying? You have to have beaten someone for the title so that when someone beats you, that makes them a lineal champion. Because you could get for example, the WBC title was given, the regular title was given to Devin Haney. So he wasn't a lineal champion when he got the WBC title. However, he became lineal champion when he became undisputed because he beat Kambosos, who beat Teofimo for the titles. Therefore, we don't got to go further back than Teofimo for that to be considered lineal. So it's basically you beat the man who beat the man. That's all it is. That's all it is. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. They were saying Shakur wasn't bringing anything for Haney and that he had to be someone who was a pay-per-view star. I forgot about exactly, Chill Will. He needed to be a pay-per-view star. He needed to what else? He needed to bring stuff to the table, money to the table. He needed to bring popularity. All this stuff that Shakur didn't have because it was so convenient because they didn't know what Devin Haney was actually doing behind the scenes, which is why I tell people, don't be a fan of a fighter. Be a fan of the sport first. So that way you're not feeling like you're out of control because you're in the hands of whatever decision Devin Haney makes. And now look, Devin Haney's fighting a person that wasn't on pay-per-view. He's fighting a person that's not more popular than Shakur Stevenson. He's fighting all of these credentials that they said you needed. He's fighting somebody that's not that. And I guarantee you they're going to be like, oh, they're going to say what this dude just said. He's not a bum. He got a belt. Now all of a sudden, you just got to have a belt, and you just got to not be a bum. You see how it shifts. You see how it shifts. Now you just don't have to be a bum, and you just have to have a belt. It's that easy. It's that easy now. Maul said he's already has a contract next. Look it up. Jamal Charlo. I don't think so. I don't think he's going to fight Canelo. I think the next fight is going to be Benavidez. We'll see, though. We'll see. People could say they got a contract. Don't do, like, he might be feeling a certain type of way because people might be talking to him about the fact that he was supposed to fight Canelo and he didn't. We don't know. The same way Devin Haney was saying that he was going to fight Regis Prograis, but then he tried to get the WBO belt, and I'm gonna fight you, Teofimo, but then I'm gonna fight Shakur, but then he's trying to get the W. We don't know until we actually see what comes out of it. I don't think that a Jermell fight and then a Jamal fight and then like some other whatever fight is gonna do a good return on investment of the $100 million for 3 fights. I don't think it will. I think he's going to do both Charlo and finally Andre. I don't think so. We'll see. We'll see. But in my opinion, in my prediction, I think the next fight is going to be Benavidez. Canelo just said, watch his career and watch Benavidez' career. Weird. Jamel Charlo claimed he already has contract for next. Okay, well, we'll see. We'll see what actually takes place. I'm starting to feel like Devin was all talk about fighting Teo at 135. When all belt stuff was going on, Teo has a belt. Now all of a sudden he doesn't want the fight because they wanted the fight. I think they wanted to fight with Teofimo back then. But after what Teofimo did with Josh Taylor is not as easy pickings. If he would have had problems with Josh Taylor, I think he would have done the fight because a lot of people were moving in that direction. Even Tank wanted to fight Teofimo, but I think now everybody's like, yo, fall back on the Teofimo, man. He just proved that he still got it. When he said, do I still got it? He does still got it. He does still got it. He was being held back by a lot of his mental demons and inner demons and stuff, but he still got it. He still got it. And then once they found out he got it, then okay, let's back off a little bit. What are your thoughts about Errol Spence complaining about what happened in negotiations? He said they gotta flip a coin for a walkout order. Well, I mean, hey, listen, that just shows to me that Errol Spence really wanted to fight. That shows to me that Errol Spence, and for a long time, I felt that Errol Spence did not really want the fight because he kept fighting everyone else. But he literally fulfilled exactly what he was saying he was going to do. He said he was going to go through this guy, and then because Terrence Crawford was not part of the PBC, it'll be easier to leave Terrence Crawford for last than to try to wait and negotiate for a Terrence Crawford fight. And for him to not fight anybody, to not risk the fight, and then for Terrence Crawford to fight somebody was risky. Granted, he still came out with the KO, but it was risky. and he was going to fight. The fact that he's doing a coin flip and all this stuff, that just shows to me that Errol Spence really wanted the fight. That's what it shows me. It shows me that Terence Crawford wasn't budging on some of his demands, and that Errol Spence really wanted this fight. So kudos to him. I think it's really because of Errol Spence that we got this fight. I don't think either of them was scared, but I think Terence was more firm on the stuff that he wanted. And Errol was like, yo, I just want the fight, man. So they put the fight together. He would have made more money fighting Shakur. Way more money. Way more money fighting Shakur. Remember, Shakur was raking in over 1 million views on ESPN. And ESPN is trackable because that's on television. That's cable. So the ratings are there. They can see how many views are coming in. He was tracking above 1 million views against Oscar Valdez, against Robson Canseco. So he doing his thing with viewership. Devin Haney definitely would have made more money with Shakur Stevenson. But hey, listen, now you just got to not be a bum and have a belt. And you're good. That's all you need. I did a video of Jamel saying he was fighting Canelo after his brother. He is known to say some wild stuff from time to time. Yeah, that's the thing. Devin Haney has also said that he was going to fight for the WBO. He ain't doing that. He was going to fight Shakur. There's people say things to you because of whatever political narrative or whatever. We don't know. The back end stuff, when it comes out, like when Shakur didn't say, hey, I'm mandated. He didn't go on Twitter and say, hey, I'm putting in a petition for the mandatory. No, that just got put out when internal reporters were like, oh, wow, look, he's actually petitioned for a fight to make Bud Crawford the mandatory to force Bud Crawford to fight Shakur Stevenson for the WBC to defend his WBC title. That's how we know. It's the back end. When the back end comes to the forefront, that's when we know what's actually happening. Trust me. Watch. I could be wrong, but watch. Jermell, Benavidez, Andre, or Jamel Benavidez, depending on what happens in May. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream here. We went a little bit over. We went 11 minutes over. So we're going to go ahead and end the stream here. I had a blast with you guys. Of course, as always, we will be back on Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern time, from 7 to 8 p.m. As always, Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays. Don't miss it. Hit the like button on your way out, guys, please. And also, subscribe, because once we go live, you'll get the notifications. And if we put videos in between, you'll get notifications for that as well. Let me see what you just said right here. Hold on. Bud got to walk out to many. Oh, my gosh. Maybe he does, right? It will be poetic. So we're going to go ahead and end the stream here. Thank you so much, guys. I had a blast. Until Wednesday, I'll see you in the next one. Peace out, guys.